contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the World Heavyweight
Podcast.
We're gonna make
The World Heavyweight Podcast.
great again!
Nerd! Entering the ring at this time, your tag team champions of the podcast world, Howard Farewell. But we're just waiting for the wheels to fall off. Yes! 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 Get rid of your six-sided ring already! Josh Rivera!
God does not want this podcast to happen.
You happy I brought my shovel to bury this segment?
What station is it again? Who gives a fuck?
Yabba dabba, shut the fuck up.
The World Heavyweight Podcast!
I don't care how big, how tough, or what they've accomplished. They're nerds, they're geeks, they're dweebs.
Welcome back. Guess who's back? You don't care. You don't even want to be here. You're like, fuck it. Let's be the first to congratulate the Washington Capitals on making it to the Stanley Cup Finals.
It's a little vacation.
Excuse me.
We need a little bit of a break.
I've been working. I don't know about you.
I've been doing work, focusing on schoolwork.
Welcome again to the World Heavyweight Podcast. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be listening to. Apple Play, wherever, Google Play, Apple Play. You know where all the spots are.
Oh my God.
At the WHPC on Twitter, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast. If you are listening to us on the Apple devices, or if you've got one of those, or you wanna really help the show out, like, rate, subscribe, all of those things on the Apple stuff, because that actually puts us up higher on everybody's list. Lets everybody know who your favorite nerds are.
Yeah,
right?
we're the shit.
I've been upset for a while.
Yes,
like I couldn't do a show for like a week.
If you were confused as to why you were missing a couple episodes, it's yeah.
It's been rough.
it's been a rough couple weeks.
Since the Greatest Royal Rumble. I'm like, nope.
You kind of checked out a little bit. You're just like, nah, not into this fight at all.
Just so many things. Like,
come on, we all know what it really was. It was the backlash from Backlash.
Oh, good God. Not even that. I mean, just we're building a new studio. I've got two other shows that I got to do for Gas Digital and stuff, so I have my hands full.
Hey.
The new studio is great, though.
That's why I keep hearing. We're going to have to check it out one of these
weeks.
weeks.
We will be coming to you live from the Gas Digital Network studios soon enough. Yeah, Tampa Bay went to sleep, man.
Man, I don't know what the hell happened here.
That was bad. They didn't even show up.
Guess who's not going to Stanley Cup this year?
Tampa. All the guys that used to be Rangers still are not going to a Stanley Cup final.
You know what? At least part of me goes, you know what? Maybe it was them.
Maybe it was them.
Maybe it was them all along.
Probably was. I don't know, man.
Because they just didn't show up this game.
Not at all.
Something the Rangers did a lot.
Notoriously did.
Yeah.
Just decided not to show up some games.
Yeah. They're physically there, but not at all.
This game was over before the third period started.
This game was over by the second period, man.
Yeah.
It just was. It wasn't happening for him, and it definitely shows this third period. Las Vegas.
Yeah, man.
Got through the playoffs.
Who knew?
What was it, like 14 games? They
15.
said 15 games.
Yeah, it's unheard of.
Especially for a brand new team. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
If you're gonna be in Vegas next week, while they're playing at home, go to that show. Notice I called it a show. I call it a show.
It's a show in Vegas.
It's gonna be cool.
It's a real big deal over there right now. They've never had a professional sports team. The only professional sports team they've had, quote unquote professional sports team, was their XFL franchise a bunch of years back, and that was really it. Yep. Like, they might have had like an arena ball team or something like that, but nothing, not a top tier professional sport.
Nope.
And this is the hardest trophy to win in all of them. That's what they say. That's what I'll say. Because nobody else has to. Where you have to go through the playoffs, beat the brains out of every team that you come up against.
Considering the division they're in a stacked division. On top of that,
yeah. Well, Washington specifically.
Washington specifically is in a stacked division.
But it's just the physical. Imagine if you played an NFL season, right?
Yeah.
And then you had to not just beat one team on Sunday in the playoffs. You had to beat that same team 4 times. In a week.
Yep.
It's insane how many games some of these guys will play. Like when the Rangers went on a deep run a couple of years ago, they played like 27 games.
Yeah.
Another quarter of the season.
We were just I think we spent most of the game yelling you wouldn't have to be doing this in overtime
if you just scored in the third.
If you just shot at the goal.
Just shoot at the goal.
Shoot at the net. Just shoot at the net.
Yeah, man.
That's all.
Drives me crazy.
It didn't have to be nearly this hard, but you made it this hard.
People are going like, oh, don't you just want to see Ovechkin win? No. They can't lose enough.
Get out of here.
No.
No.
I'm not saying I don't respect him.
Yeah.
I respect the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see him win.
Exactly.
That's
He's
fine.
too good. He's too freaking good.
He's not on my team.
Exactly.
If it was on my team, you're goddamn right. I'd have a jersey, I'd have a hat, I'd have streamers and fucking everything. It'd be going crazy right now.
But he's not.
If this was a Rangers game right now, I'd be losing my mind because I don't know what to do. Like I've never had there was only the one time where they went into a game 7 and then blew the team out. And I think it was against Washington to go to one of the finals or something. Like, I don't know what to do because they're winning by a lot right now.
Yep.
I keep waiting for everything to bottom out. And there they go. First time in a long time for that team to be into the final. I think they've made a final once in the last 20 years.
Yeah, because like you said, they're usually out by what, second?
Oh
second
yeah,
round?
they're notoriously out real fast. They're one of those teams like the Cowboys that have quote unquote all the talent in the world, but can't seem to ever put it together and go on a deep run.
You need to win when it matters, and that's exactly when it matters.
Yeah, and like again, that's how difficult it is to win a Stanley Cup. It's like we say that one thing about New Japan and their heavyweight title. There's only been like 5 people to win it in like the past 5-6 years. Yeah, same thing in the hockey.
What it is it's when these series go deep, and you're talking about game 5, game 6. And it's not, it's not like Vegas blowing everyone out like by the third period. It's, when it's like
some of these are nail biters.
Well, yeah, a 1-goal game. A lot of guys are going to start getting these hands.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this one was nasty.
Oh,
the Tampa Washington series was pretty nasty during a bunch of them. But that's the one thing too is that Washington already knocked off the defending champs, and when you do something like that, because Pittsburgh's real fucking good.
They are good.
Like. Really good.
Hate them so much. How good they are.
Oh yeah, I can't stand it. Drives me fucking crazy. But when you do something like that, you have the confidence thinking that all right, well, we beat the guys that won everything 2 years in a row. We should be able to beat everybody else.
Yeah,
and
they could be the team that Las Vegas.
I'm honestly surprised this went 7.
Yeah.
Like, I thought this was going to be done. Because those first 2 games were awful for Tampa.
They should have wrapped it up
they
a week ago. They should wrap this up last week.
But Tampa came back and won 3 straight on them, too. And then just forgot how to shoot it at the net or something. Because for the last 2-3 games, they haven't scored a goal. Ridiculous. Goddamn ridiculous. They're about to get a trophy after this, too.
That is right.
It's not the trophy you want, though.
No.
I've seen many a times where a team wins that for the first time and they get way too excited and act like they've won something. Well, technically you have.
Yeah.
But that's not the one where they put your name on it.
Exactly.
They don't put your name on that one.
This is the one you don't get to keep for longer than X amount of days.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
they don't write your name on this one. Yeah. You just take up the, what was the classic phrase?
Because you keep the cup. You
get
the
a
cup,
day.
like,
there's a tradition now where you get a day with the cup.
You just a day now.
Yeah. Because there's like 40 people that would have to get it, so it's like it goes on tour with the team. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's there was a great phrase, I forgot what it was. This is a great photo op, but that's not the trophy you want. It's cool and everything.
No one's skating solo with with that trophy.
No one's
raising above them.
No one can drink champagne out of this one.
No. 'Cause,
easily.
a lot of guys have gotten this, but not a lot of guys have gotten the big one.
Well, like I said, in the last 5-6 years, it's been Pittsburgh, L.A., Chicago,
and in Pittsburgh again, right?
and that's it. There really hasn't been anybody else. There's been like 3 or 4 teams that have won it in the past 8 years.
Oh,
Like Chicago won it a couple of times, Pittsburgh's won it a couple of times.
they really
LA won it a couple of
Chicago
times.
really bottomed out this season.
I don't know what happened.
They
in
hit
Chicago.
rock bottom.
They kind of went from perennial contender to not even making the playoffs.
I don't think anybody even showed up.
I think they had injuries through their roster all year. Like they're.
Oh wait, wasn't that the team that had the that had an accountant as a goalie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They
One time earlier this year,
they were plagued with problems.
Yeah, they were injured so many times, so much through that roster that they had to randomly one day pick up a guy essentially off the streets that knew how to play goalie and sign him to a one-day like prospect deal or something like that, just to be like an emergency backup. But then their goalie for that night actually got hurt, so.
And the backup did too, I think, right?
No, he was the backup that night.
He was the backup of the backup, or he was
he
was number 2.
He was just supposed to sit on the bench that night. We have this other guy that's going to be here. The only way you're getting in this game is if he gets shot or killed. He kind of got shot. I think he pulled a muscle in his calf, or he got a leg injury, and he had to finish. They had to finish like 15 minutes of the third period. So this guy that was essentially just, had an accounting job that weekend and has been playing beer league hockey since college, got to play for the fucking Chicago Blackhawks.
Or an NHL team, a hockey team. Didn't he block like 6 or 7 shots?
He had to play 15 minutes of hockey.
Yeah.
Like meaningful hockey. It was a real game during the regular season.
What was crazy is I don't think anybody scored on him during those couple minutes, which was great.
It was relatively meaningful, but I mean, and he had to save some pretty decent shots, but it is what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, you can't drink out of this one, see that?
Nah.
You could try. You could take, I guess, a top off of it. We're looking at the Eastern Conference Finals trophy. It's the Clarence Campbell Bowls. The Prince of Wales trophy is what it is.
Ah, yes.
Because the Western and Eastern Conference, there wasn't really a West and an East to it, so it was like the National League and the American League. So they would have, it was the Prince of Wales Conference and the Clarence Campbell Conference.
These Canadian titles.
Well, all the divisions were named after people too.
Yeah.
Like it was the Patrick Division, the Norris Division. I can't remember the West Coast ones, but they had a bunch of them over after famous players that have contributed to the league for so long. So they each had their trophies and stuff like that. Like it's Lord Stanley's Cup, and then you have the Prince of Wales Trophy and the Clarence Campbell Bowl for that. So let's see. Here's the big thing. Like they always make a big deal. It's like, oh, he touched it. Oh, he touched it. I'm like, yeah, so what? Lots of people touched it.
A lot of people have touched that.
You
cup.
just don't skate around the ice with it like you've actually won the championship.
It's cool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but it's not the big cup.
it's nice to have, but it only makes sense. It's only
You gotta follow it up. You gotta follow it up with the big one.
Yeah, it's an accessory. It's a nice little decor that fits in with with the big one.
Yeah, there's the photo op. Yes, very nice, as is tradition.
There was a royal wedding. Speaking of,
yes,
that
there
happened
was.
this weekend.
Yes, there was.
If you didn't catch it, High Society Radio was this week's. They were the royal wedding headquarters. The degenerates over High Society Radio. Chris Stanley also made a shirt because he had to come back with a shirt that wildly inappropriate. It's just a meme of it says when the squad drunk AF and the pizza shows up and it's a bunch of dudes looking like they're shoving pizza in their mouth, but it's just gay sex scenes with Photoshop pizzas over the dicks. So it's just a bunch of dudes getting pizza shoved down their face.
Oh, right.
That was a design. They just put the High Society Radio logo in the corner.
Thanks for sharing that with us.
It was funny. They had a weird show this week.
Yep. That definitely should have been a weird show. It's a shit.
As soon as I was hearing it on the free version, I went to it's like, oh, I have to see what this stupid idiot
throw on the video and see what the fuck they're talking
It's
about.
just one of those stupid memes, like when they do the like the G-rated scenes where they paint over porn and they make it look like it's like, oh, she's riding a cowboy.
Yeah.
Or riding a horse.
Yeah, I got it. Don't get me wrong. I got it.
I didn't want to do a show last week because I was not feeling like this. I was not feeling okay. I was just feeling like, fuck this. I don't want to talk about
It's not like you didn't watch.
enough.
It's not like you didn't watch any wrestling.
I watched it. I'm on the Hulu bandwagon all over again because Dude, what I did this afternoon was great. I had a wonderful time. I relatively enjoyed myself.
You said,
outside of a couple of things, you know.
You're like, look, I need a half of raw on rye bread instead of a full because I need to get
too filling.
I need to get to get both slices in.
It's like Chipotle. They overload you with rice, so you don't actually get any protein.
That's a great way to reference a lot of the extra matches on Raw.
Yeah,
it's the rice in your burrito. You know, it's great and all.
Like you can have all the rice you want. But at some point, it's like enough.
You get tired of it. You're like, all right, again.
It's just too filling, and there's not enough substance in the rice.
Exactly.
There's not enough protein.
If they cut some of this
my
rice
burrito.
out, they could give me more pork, and that would be great.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Give me some more pork and beans and less rice.
Exactly.
Motherfuckers. Damn it.
How
they keep pitching me that Roman Reigns has to overcome anything.
It's still mind-blowing.
Is the most illogical thing. It like the New Age Insider is one of my few things that I said on Twitter this week. They pretty much said it's insane how they can make it to be like Roman Reigns has to overcome the odds of anybody ever holding him down as the most illogical storyline you could possibly think of. Like, it literally hurts my brain.
Exactly.
Like, come on. No one is holding you back.
It feels...
Stephanie finally said it. You lost. Not me. Not anybody else. You've lost. You're the one who's losing matches.
How?
And you didn't even win the cage match.
It's mind-blowing. It's just... He
won that by accident.
How they keep going with this story, even though it's so confusing.
It's just one of those things where people go like, oh, well, they said the ref made a mistake. No! You won that match by accident. You're supposed to escape the cage.
Yes.
Not spear somebody and have the cage accidentally fall apart. That's not how you win a cage match. You're trying to escape by the door or climbing over the outside, not by accidentally falling onto your feet after somebody else has already hit the ground.
You want to know something? That was the third match he had against Brock, and he essentially got Brocked.
I asked you this earlier today.
Yeah.
When was the last time somebody not named Roman Reigns had a Universal title shot? And when did it happen?
Royal Rumble was the last time it was not Roman Reigns.
January.
And
it was a triple threat match, right?
Yep. And the time before that was October.
Yeah. Like, this is ridiculous. It's May.
It's May now.
It's the end of May. And we're still talking about Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Enough. Like, I just don't care.
I think that WrestleMania match should have been it.
Yeah!
It really should have been it.
Yes! I have to watch it back again.
Like, you watch it back again, and it's Brock getting frustrated, and then
at the fans, but I was very drunk at that point, so I really don't remember it being that bad. But everybody keeps referencing
I don't think it was that bad.
No, I mean from like the crowd perspective and all the nonsense around it. I didn't remember hearing that, but again, I put down about 80% of a bottle of tequila, so...
Yeah, nearly a whole bottle. It was good tequila, though.
Yeah, it was great. I had a wonderful time.
Look, the fans never gave that match a chance.
No.
So, literally, when you do watch it back, you're going to go, oh, this wasn't that bad. But literally, you can see the frustration on Brock's face. And then, I guess, let me split you open with my elbow. You lose hard, and everyone's just like... What the fuck?
Yeah. Because everybody was trying to be too cool for the room and thinking that they knew everything, which is fine. We do that sometimes here, but we don't, like, go into a match trying to actively sabotage it from the crowd. You know what I mean? Like, there are times where I'll just cheer whoever because it is whatever, but I'll be relatively respectful if I'm in the building. It's like, look, this is the match. We don't know what the end is. We didn't. None of us got it right. None of us got that right.
No,
not a single one of us got that right.
Just let it happen.
We all thought it was preordained, but you can't let the fact that you think it's preordained. You took over the show for no reason because that wasn't the finish.
Yep.
Like he didn't win. I would have preferred that he won, to be honest with you. Because at least if he had a title right now, some of this shit might matter.
At least when you boo him, it's because he's holding a championship.
Yeah, whatever.
That you feel like someone else should have a shot at, and someone else would get a shot because the title's home.
And they, for a minute, they fixed it. They got me back on track this week.
Yeah.
But for a minute, they were making AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura something I couldn't give a fuck about. I could not give a single fuck about that. And that's bad. Like, we're huge nerds about this. That's all we ever wanted, and you're making it suck. For a while, they were making it trash.
It was the same. The match was just like when you throw out 2 matches in a row
with no finish.
You just go, what the shit?
You got to give me something.
Give me something, man.
Something. And then we have a match to find out what the match is going to be. No! Have something else.
And then we got to see the alternative ending of what Greatest Royal Rumble should have been, or something like that. Yeah. Backlash should have been like that. Like, if Shinsuke was going to win, it should have been a Backlash.
Yes.
But it just didn't happen. It didn't happen.
I don't know, man.
I'm not sure if it's going to... I don't believe it's going to... I don't know. We're still a little early before Money in the Bank. It's still weeks away.
NXT kind of got me fired up again because NXT is fantastic.
Because it's always awesome.
Yeah.
It's always awesome. In last couple of weeks, too, I signed up for Progress on Demand. You got to see
I watched some of that with you, yeah.
Super Strong Style 16 tournament, which was a cool tournament.
I kind of want to go when they announce the New York date.
Yeah.
Hopefully, what they'll do this year is find a place.
Yep.
With some ventilation.
At least windows.
Windows.
For fuck's sake.
Windows that open. Maybe a fan.
The Hong Kong sweatbox that we
like
watched
the Deer Hunter back there.
Oh man. We were
God!
We were all passing around that revolver trying to enter misery. Like, come on, man. It was just too hot.
The walls and pipes were sweating.
We had to see TK Cooper break his fucking leg.
Yeah, because it was a mess.
Because all the water was everything was wet. All the ropes were wet.
It was a steam room.
It was nuts. I couldn't enjoy the Joey Janela Jimmy Havoc death match because I couldn't sit there anymore.
Yeah, I told you as soon
we
as
were
you
an
walked
hour
into
and a half
building.
in, and we're like, I'm dying right now. I went and shopped for DVDs during that match, and I was like, I'm gonna catch it on demand after. I can't enjoy this right now.
Hopefully, because they're doing a couple of week tour of the U.S. like coast to coast sort of thing. I think, right?
Yeah,
it's Chicago, New York, Massachusetts, L.A., and somewhere else in between. I think
pretty much.
Somewhere out like Georgia or something. I don't know exactly the dates, but it's like August 4th it starts, and the only venue they haven't talked about is the New York one.
Yeah,
because everything else is listed, and they said we're coming to New York, but the August 4th date has no venue, so I'm assuming that's the New York one.
Yeah, we'll wait. Just wait until they hammer out the details.
Yeah, because I'll go to that.
Absolutely, that's gonna be the show to go to, and what a ringside I think runs like $75 or something like that.
You don't have to be
not bad, but depending on the building they get, you don't have to be ringside.
You don't. Anytime you go to an indie show, it's like as long as there's a decent space, you'll be able to see it wherever you go.
You know? Yeah.
The
man, that right was stiff. They were showing the replay of some of the fights that broke out, and I was like, God damn,
dude. They should have scored. Tampa should have scored like 6 times. Yeah, there's one of them too.
Yeah,
Right
right there.
post.
Yeah, right off the skate, and then
Here's
the post.
another one that he gets deeks around him and just can't put it in.
I
I don't know how you don't score.
Yeah.
It's literally
Right in front of you.
In, like, there's a foot
It's
and
right
a
in
half.
the blue zone, right there.
The crease.
Right in the crease. Just
It's a
swat
foot and a
it.
half away from the goal line.
Just
and
give a little. That was right there. It was right there.
Yeah.
How do you not get that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But if they score there, it's a completely different game. And
would've
the
been.
whole complexion of the game
It
changes.
sure would have been.
And then this guy scores instead. Just a filthy goal.
Yeah.
It's absolutely filthy. Anyway, how was your week?
Anyway,
Oh, I snapped the shit out of that.
that's what you
Well,
get.
there goes the rubber band.
That's what you get. It's been good, man. Doing the same thing, watching NXT. I've been using this time also to catch up on some AEW, like
Right, I saw a couple of those matches.
last like 5 or 6 months of some good shows, you know, especially in like the Logan. I made the joke about the Logan Square bearing, like, yeah, we've been there for some shows. I don't know when the fuck those DVDs are coming out.
They're still...
This November it'd be 2 years.
Yeah, it's... Would like to have those DVDs, Shimmer.
I'd buy them if you sold them.
Anytime.
Anytime.
Kimberly has come to WWE
And left.
and since left and come back to Shimmer.
and that DVD is still not
out yet.
Still not out.
But yeah, I can't watch live anymore. It's getting to the point where it's making me angry, and that's not the point. Like, I gotta watch something else. I gotta start watching Best of the Super Juniors because apparently things are popping off in New Japan right now for that tournament.
Tell you right now, because in the first round of matches, Taji Ishimori pins Will Ospreay.
Really?
Yeah. So we're. I haven't been. I only watched 2 shows. There were all the small venues with only Japanese commentary on a couple of those shows. So I skipped pretty much all the tag matches and went just right to the singles. The singles matches. There was one. It was Takahashi versus Marty Scurll, and I think within the
he knocked
first
him out.
3 minutes,
You got knocked the fuck out!
Scurll's noggin gets rattled, and Scurll's noggin gets rattled, and he's got to lay on the mat for a few minutes just to collect himself. Like, oh shit, that was a hard hitting match, and ends with a. We still got to go back on YouTube and watch the quote crazy promo that Hiromu dropped after that.
Yeah, he pretty much said, "I knocked you out. The Super Juniors is twice the show that the G1 is."
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
If you guys are looking to find out, like, because there's some cool things that happen during these shows, I would highly suggest subscribing to their YouTube channel.
Japanese.
You just have to turn on...
Round 1 match. Flip Gordon versus ACH.
Oh, nice.
The minds were blown, and a little. What was that little? There's that little tiny sumo hall that they do some shows in. I can't remember what it's called. It's got the curtains on the side. It might be Fukio. I think it's even smaller than that. Where
I know which one. It just looks like a high school gym.
Yeah. You gotta if you're coming from this one corner, you gotta squeeze by like a fucking
fan,
like a table and a wall. It's like coming out of like a little side.
You gotta talk into them like nobody's gonna know what you're doing over there.
Little side room
I can
over
see
there.
you, they can't.
You know what I mean?
We're not in the studio.
But it's like you gotta squeeze in there. It was one of those tiny little like maybe 500 seaters.
Right.
And they were, dude, it was just not, every single little, like, spot they did was just blowing people's minds, because those are 2 guys that can literally fly.
The YouTube channel, the only thing you would have to do is turn on the closed captioning, and unless it's like a pre-done promo package, you will be able to see all of these promos with English subtitles, and they're great. It's so much better when you get to hear them in their natural tone and their natural cadence talking shit and knowing what they're saying.
If only, like, because when you watch live television, you have closed caption on it. It's like what? It's like
There's a delay,
software
obvious.
that does a is it software does
I
a
think
translation?
it's a voice to text. I'm not. I'm pretty sure it's not a person.
I'm pretty sure it's not. It's not a person because we watched the Battlefield 5 reveal, and I'm reading the dialogue, and I'm like, yeah, he's totally missing words because that sentence does not make sense.
Yeah.
Like if only there was a way they had like talk to text that would translate from Japanese to English on the fly.
I'm sure there is, but it's just not very good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what they have there after it comes out days after, but they're good. I'll watch a bunch of those all the time. So
Usually what it takes anyway, because we New Japan we watch at our leisure, because it's on at like
we are
5 in the morning typically.
We are international men of leisure. That's the name of the episode. International Men of Leisure. Here in my underwear, talking into a mic.
Today I was
wearing pants this time, folks. Not all the time.
Today I was in Osaka watching some hardcore New Japan. Bunch of nerds you are. Yep, just sit there and stare at me.
Boo.
Hey, at least I will admit it, but no one else is going to admit it to your face.
What?
I like Roman Reigns. Come on, everybody. Thank you, Roman. I tried.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying not to let myself get wrapped up in the week to week for that show, but that it forces you to do that. I needed the break. This is the same thing that happened I think last year, right after WrestleMania. Except here's the thing: I don't think most of that roster or company saw their homes for like 3 weeks because they went from it was essentially Mania, couple of weeks off to do stuff,
and then they went abroad,
and then you went to Saudi Arabia. And then you went to Europe.
Yeah.
And then you went back home for 2 shows. And then you went back to another tour.
Yep.
And now you're finally home. It's
England,
like, holy shit.
It was the England tour.
Like, son of a bitch. Let me just sit at home
I was
for a
home
minute.
for a hot second.
Can I see my cat?
And I'm flying right back off to England for a tour there.
I have to feed my dog.
I gotta pay my bills. They've been stacking up for weeks now.
No, they get that auto pay. They get that WWE cash.
Oh, yeah. You can do everything on your phone now. It's, I
needed a minute.
I think everyone needs a little bit of a reset, and so the best way to go is right back to the Hulu version.
Yeah. Oh, it's so much better.
It's so much better.
Kurt Stingle.
Kurt Stingle. Kurt Angle stinks, sir.
Yeah, pretty much.
Him as a GM.
Wet paper bag is better than Kurt Angle in the ring sometimes these last couple of months, folks. It hasn't been fun to watch. It's just, oh boy.
Just going through the motions.
I guess.
It feels like most of the time. But
there was a promo I remember seeing with him and Roman. I'm like, good God, Kurt. Anything? You were so much like there.
When's your kid coming back? Because you had some character then.
It's just you could put a. Look, I'd rather have the anonymous Raw GM. You could put a robot in there and it's fine.
At least this week,
that doesn't even speak. It's just an LED board that scrolls the words out. It's
at least
fine.
This week you had Steph come in and be like, "Hey, you know what? You've been as entertaining as a wet paper bag. I'm going to take over from here tonight.
I'm going to stir the pot a little bit because I can actually do that.
Yeah.
I sometimes go a little too far, but holy shit.
At least this time there's a woman who she's actually afraid of.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, no, arm's fine.
Oh, how's your arm feeling?
No,
That's good?
That's fine.
I see you're holding that mic nice.
They kind of fixed that a little bit, too, with her stirring the pot, because I am not a huge fan of any champion. Any
challenging
champion,
anybody.
any champion at all. Should just not challenge. You don't have to challenge because you're the champ. Exactly. You don't make matches.
Nope.
Why do you don't make matches?
You don't got to beat Ronda Rousey.
No.
Ronda Rousey has to beat you.
I'm going to say everything that every major fighter will say. I fight the people that get put in front of me. Ta-da! You can talk shit to Ronda Rousey. You can show her the title, but Ronda should be the one challenging you. You should say, "Oh, well, you don't have this." Well, then she should. Or it's a simple reply.
Oh, yeah.
Well, how about you put it on the line then? And then you say yes.
Yeah.
And
I
then
got
you accept the challenge.
The whole reason, though,
It's
for
not
doing
that hard.
was to have Stephanie stir the pot. She couldn't stir the pot
No.
if it was the other way around.
Not at all.
And this is all meant to make Ronda look good.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
The only way Ronda would not look good is if she challenged for the title and then lost.
Right, but she can take the loss. She doesn't she hasn't really done anything she has had one match, but at this point even if she loses, it's fine.
Now you can take a loss as a champion. You have to take a loss by count out or disqualification.
Yeah, I guess.
And you can still take those L's that way.
I don't want to do that at Money in the Bank though. You don't want to.
It's a big 5 but a show, so if there's going to be
I need real finishes
if
again.
there's going to be
they stopped doing that for a long time. And then all of a sudden we're getting like these goofy fucking finishes that aren't finishes. Double countouts on pay-per-view. Get the fuck out of here. No, should never happen anymore. Sometimes I get it, and I'll argue for it sometimes, if it makes sense, but most times, make some kind of finish. I need something.
You can't. What it is you can't drag us along. You can't make this drag along a little bit. You gotta wrap it up when you gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, like. I'll get it if it's like, oh my god, some crazy surprise, like somebody jumps out and ruins the match that we weren't expecting. That's fine, because I wasn't expecting whoever the hell jumps over the barrier and smashes somebody in the face.
If they do it that way.
Right,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? And that's a non-finish. Fine, but that's not what's been happening. Dude, guy, why does he keep kicking me in the deck?
Why does he keep kicking me in the deck?
It's all it's really been, and it doesn't go anywhere. And then the downside about the Hulu stuff, though, is that you don't see everything. So I have no idea what's happening in the tag division on Monday
No,
nights.
but I'll tell you what you did see on Monday. You got to see Bobby Lashley and his sister.
Oh my god. It was almost really bad.
It was almost
It was
really
bad. Don't get me wrong,
Don't get me
folks.
wrong. It was
Let's pump the brakes.
It was poor writing.
It was bad.
It was bad. It was meant to be funny, but
yeah.
it came off as
Bad.
bad. But
Was not good.
But who sold it for you?
So Sami
Sami
for sure.
Zayn.
Oh, yeah.
Sami Zayn was
You want
just
to
sold
talk
it.
chicken shit into chicken salad? Sami Zayn made that worthwhile to watch because Sami Zayn was all in. Holy Jesus, dude. That was
Oh my god, and how did that make you feel? You see, folks, Bobby Lashley is a bully and a creep and completely untrustworthy.
Yeah.
It was... and then Bobby coming out laughing at it because it's
obviously a joke.
It was the moment when he stopped laughing and Sammy goes, "Oh shit!"
like, oh, I gotta go. Get him, girls.
That was the only thing that would have made it. That really would have launched it. If Sammy yelled, "Get him, girls!" Or one of the sisters said that. That would have been even funny.
It's like the final scene in friggin' Blazing Saddles where they're fighting through everything, and they get to the dancing scene with Dom DeLuise, and they're all in the tuxes, and it's like, you can't punch him, get him, girls! And it's just a bunch
Not
of
the face. Thank you.
Oh shit. Fuck, I was gonna say something else and I completely forgot. Yeah, man, but there's stuff like that happening. I don't care. Like, there's so much nonsense on Raw.
That could have been really bad, but it wasn't.
The Money in the... Look, we're finally getting the Money in the Bank. I mean, it's taking forever to get there, but it looks good. I'm not gonna lie. Both the Money in the Banks look really good.
As far as
Participants and everything.
Yeah. It's literally like a couple, like how many singles matches are there going to be probably? Maybe like 3, and then the rest of them are going to be all ladder matches.
Did they announce Intercontinental title?
Yeah, it's going to be Seth Rollins versus...
no, that's on Raw.
No, it's
Jinder.
on Raw. That's going to be...
As kind of a makeup to everything that happened on Monday. All right, Jinder.
We're so sorry, folks.
Jinder comes off looking like a good guy.
He does now, right?
He really does. I don't understand that. He gets speared through a door after getting savagely beaten by a man while he's on his way to the ring. And then, through all of the adversity, he is crawling back because he has to compete. And then he gets speared through a wall. That's a dick move.
It's ridiculous, right?
Like, something has to change there. It just has to. And I hate that we try not to talk about the Roman Reigns nonsense, but it's gotten to the point where you have to talk about it. Like, it's something has to change. I don't know what it is exactly, but something's got to change.
Yeah, I don't think the Intercontinental Championship has been... They may skip those title defenses.
I don't give a fuck about the U.S. title already.
Yeah.
That shows how quickly that went. Remember when that was a thing?
Yeah.
Not
You're also
anymore.
super picky. I need to just
No,
let it
I'm not
happen,
super
man.
picky.
Well, you know what really doesn't help? There probably might have been a U.S. Intercontinental match. Jeff Hardy might have had a match with somebody on Monday, but if it wasn't a title match, it was cut.
I love how he comes out of that freaking dressing room and he's like, "Woo!" I'm like, "Whoa, Jeff, did you just do a rail?"
That's not the only bumps I'm taking, baby. Those are the best bumps ever.
Jeff Hardy doing key bumps in his dressing room. I thought we were past this, Jeff. Do we have to try this all over again?
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I'm amped up. Oh, he's amped up, all right.
If you want to get amped up about something, because what was the result of that? Daniel Bryan taps him out, and he's going to face Samoa Joe next week for a qualifier. So you got Samoa Joe versus Daniel Bryan.
That should be the main event.
I think that should be it. That's the main event on like what? Any day of the week. Any day of the week. That's the main. Yeah. That's the main event. You had what else was interesting? You had, I think Seth Rollins has a championship match on
against
Monday.
Jinder on Monday.
Yep. Okay. And then there's one last spot for the ladies.
Oh yeah, the ladies gauntlet qualifier is gonna be cool.
Yeah, we're gonna have a gauntlet match to fill that last spot on the Raw.
The only thing I don't like about the gauntlet match is very often it's whoever the last two people in are. You know what I mean?
Or you
just by the nature of the beast.
Yeah, by whatever the order is, or you could get something like I think the last time they had a gauntlet match, I think Nia was the third woman.
Oh yeah, and she made it all the way through.
Table. Yeah. You could get a situation like that, which would take some of the fun out of it. Gauntlet matches are they should be fucking.
But it's interesting,
chaotic.
It's interesting. It's something different.
Yeah.
Which is
Woody's getting a shot.
They should have done something like that for freaking the stipulation on SmackDown. Like, do a beat the clock or something. Like, why are we having a match before we have the actual match? That's what just bugs me. Because now it'll be, like almost the sixth time in less than 4 months that we've seen AJ and Shinsuke Nakamura in matches.
I believe that was the fourth.
That was the fourth. So it was going to be 5 times. I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
And most of them weren't finishes.
No, I don't think they expected us to count Greatest Royal Rumble.
You got to, though. If you're going to build up shows like that, you got to understand what we're getting.
But that wasn't a whatchamacallit.
It was a title match.
That was a title match.
With
but
a
that
no
was,
finish.
Like we said, we called it before, a glorified house show. It's
but still, they're going to keep
title
talking
matches.
About it and keep referencing it.
I'm sure they're
keep
doing
referencing it too.
I'm sure they're doing that title match every weekend for the last 3 weeks now.
Still.
Because they're on the road.
Yeah, but you're making it part of the television programming.
Why did you make me watch this?
Yeah, it would have been fine. I didn't need that many times. Like, I like it, but it hasn't been that great the whole time.
But you gotta remember, like, right after most of those shows, it was, well, never mind that shit. This is what's next.
Yeah.
You know? But it's gonna be their next and possibly last match for hopefully a little while now, I hope.
The other biggest,
is the last man standing.
The more important, I think, news from the last week or so is the fact that an independently booked show sold over 10,000 seats, or around about 10,000 seats, in under 30 minutes. All In is completely sold out. Yeah, that's probably some towards scalpers, but you can only do so much for that. It was an affordable ticket either way. But if you weren't online in that first 10 minutes, you're not getting tickets. Like, you could still buy tickets, but you're going to get it StubHubbed or something like that, and I'm sure they're going to be expensive. The CM Punk thing has sold out to the point where he's going to stay, like, for as long as it takes, he said.
He might be there all weekend.
He might. That's how many people are going to
weekend.
be there. And they've turned it into this giant event with StarCast. Do you hear about that thing too?
No, what's that?
A bunch of it's kind of like the Independence WrestleMania is what this is turning into. So they're doing like a convention weekend with the whole thing. So StarCast is going to be like this wrestling podcast convention center thing, meet and greets and all that stuff, the same weekend. So like Thursday, Friday, because I think the show's Saturday, right?
Yeah, it's Saturday the 1st.
So like Thursday, Friday, they're doing a bunch of events like they would during WrestleMania weekend, except they're calling it StarCast. And there's a whole bunch of shows. Rant with Ant's going to be there, so they're doing that stuff. They're opening it up to all the small podcasts as well. So had I known, I may have put my hat in the ring. Because if you get into StarCast, you get all the VIP perks, sir.
Ah. Man, we got to get on that email list.
I didn't realize it was going to be a thing and you could just submit, but whatever. We got Skankfest coming up.
Yes, we do.
That's going to be better.
That's nearly sold out.
Almost sold out.
If you were interested,
if you want a weekend of debaucherous
out,
comedy and a pretty awesome party, Skankfest, New York City. It's going to be Brooklyn Bazaar this year. It's going to be crazy.
You're looking at 100 comedians. Live podcast.
4 stages this year.
Insanity.
If you're a fan of this show, we have told stories about the naked roast.
If you have a horribly dark sense of humor, this is for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if you just have if you just like comedy and aren't easily, that's the thing. Look, you go to Skankfest. Look at the title of the show, folks.
Look at the title of the show, man. It's not hard.
It's like a crazy music festival mixed with ridiculous filthy comedy most of the time. There is clean comedy. We had Jim Gaffigan show up.
Yeah.
He actually showed up last year.
Yeah.
We're like, what the hell are you doing?
That was like the first show I think he's done in like a few years.
Since selling out Madison Square Garden.
2 nights in a row, I believe it was.
Something like that.
Yeah.
A large look, it's Madison Square Garden. He's a comedian.
He took a couple years off, and where does he go? His first show back? Fucking Skankfest.
It's really ridiculous. We're gonna flex a little bit as far as a company, I think, finally, for Skankfest. It's gonna be insane. I have no idea what to expect.
Go get tickets for that. It's merchpump.com.
Yes.
Go get tickets
or gasdigitalnetwork.com, and there'll be links to Skankfest all over the place. We got a new website, too, which is really nice. Ooh. The website looks great. I'm really happy. Anyway, what was I talking about before Skankfest?
We were talking about
All In and stuff.
Yeah, amazing things in indie wrestling. There's
it's over. It's almost overbooked. It's crazy. Rey Mysterio has a match.
Cody won a bet. Cody won his bet.
Yeah. No matter what happens, the show is already a success.
Absolutely. Now they just have to put a card. They just come out with a final
together.
card, and we're all set. There's that. And there's one other thing. I think you touched on it earlier. Super Strong Style 16.
Right.
That weekend was also
huge.
A huge weekend because
almost
you got
as big as the Royal Wedding.
You got to see WWE talent wrestle New Japan talent, and
in a major tournament.
In a major tournament that that literally was all over Twitter that weekend, and there's something that it was
all over the news.
All over the news. Unfortunately, outside of that, within a week or so, that's in the past at that point.
Yeah, man. But that's the great thing about what's happening in the British scene, at least with Progress, is that Progress is in this neat little situation that they've drawn up for themselves, where they kind of have working deals with both New Japan and NXT, so they can use talent.
WWE.
The main event of the tournament was Cassius Ohno versus Zack Sabre Jr. What?
Yeah. And this wasn't on the network. It should be on the network. How great
It's
was
not.
that?
It's not going to
It
be.
would be great if it was on the network.
They don't
Put
have
some
that
progress
much of a
stuff.
deal with Progress.
Put some progress stuff on the network at some point.
They would have to. They would have to
In
greatly
time,
alter their deal.
Hopefully, in time.
Their deal would have to be greatly altered. Hope I don't alter it.
Pray I
any
don't
further.
alter it any further. Man, like you said, it was NXT in New Japan. This is what the future is gonna look like.
The future.
The future, it's here now.
Yeah, it is. Hope I really want to, if we can, because I think we're starting next week in the new spot. I want to almost try and do this video style next week. Maybe do it on Twitch and do the live show. We'll stream right to Twitch if everything is set up.
Video style.
Yeah. And then maybe have an actual funny person show up on the show for once. Like somebody who does it professionally.
Maybe a comedian who likes wrestling too.
Yes.
Oh,
that is the idea.
That'd be pretty fucking sweet.
So I can put that out for next week. Follow us at the WHPC on Twitter because and tell us what you want us to bitch and moan about.
Yes.
Because
don't do it once.
I don't do that enough, but like I said, I do interact when I can, but there's just so much shit that I have to do that I'm like, I don't want to deal with this.
Break your tweets into multiple tweets so there's greater chances we see the notification. Oh my god, he caught a puck with his neck. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. That was early in the game, too. That was like first period. He took it right to the back of the dome.
Oh, man. Okay, yeah. Then the fight broke out.
Everybody got some hands.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yeah, dude.
Playoff hockey, man.
It's the greatest.
It's pretty awesome.
It's the greatest. Vegas is going to be bananas.
When WWE is going, meh, you got NXT, you got the Indies, you got playoff hockey.
My regular schedule makes it difficult to me to even just pick up some of that other things too. Like I'm finally going, and the sun is out.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to actually be outside for a little bit too.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't see you in the backyard with them.
I'm not
raking them
because
leaves,
I
man.
was busy that day. God damn it!
We ain't gonna
I
make
had to
time.
work.
We ain't gonna make time.
Maybe sometime eventually when we have people over to light them on fire.
Yeah,
Because that's what I would like to do. This is the perfect weekend. I forgot it was Memorial Day weekend until like 3 hours ago.
Traditionally, I'm in B-More Memorial Day weekend.
Right, that's the Metal Fest, right?
Yeah, the Maryland Death Fest is this weekend, but I'm not going this year because the festival.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, nah. $200 is a 4-day ticket. You're gonna see a bunch of bands, but the festival went from
It's also a lot of the same noise the entire day too.
No, it's more than that. It went from like 5 stages back to 2. Like they grew rapidly over the last couple of years. Where I was there like back in 2007 when they were in the like one club, and then 5 years later, they blew up into like a 5-stage festival.
Right.
That was massive. It grew to 4 days. But then, last 2 years or so, ticket sales haven't been that great. So they instead of booking...
And then visa problems with your fucking bands that are like...
That always happens, man. That always happens.
Yeah,
dude.
but it's
The last
also
10 years has
like
been
the type
rough
of metal
with that.
the type of metal for the most part that you listen to is fairly niche as well. Like it's a lot of
it's
like
not necessarily
death
type
and black
I
metal
listen
and stuff
to.
like that.
Maryland Death Fest is it's about underground metal bands.
Right.
So they book underground bands that don't visit the States often, and as they grew bigger and bigger, they threw more money at harder to get acts who had to qualify just like everyone else. And visa issues were abound, but they always booked backup bands in case that shit happened, and they usually been pretty good. Like one band in particular, there were a couple in particular, but even like bands from like Germany, could occasionally have fucking visa issues.
Yeah,
and you're like, God damn it. Give me my refund already.
Well,
that's what my Sunday is supposed to be.
Oh well,
I'm supposed to be in the city.
So
to
you
see
have an
Bloodbath.
actual weekend this weekend,
Yes.
so we should do something
Instead of going to Baltimore this year, I'm staying locally. I'm going to the city Friday to see Satyricon, which is going to be
that should
great.
be cool for you.
But then Sunday I was going to see Bloodbath, but they can't get in the country on time, so they have to reschedule their tour. So I was like, well, I could go to work. Nah, fuck that. It's Sunday. It's going to be great. Let's throw some fucking disc around.
Let's light a fire somewhere.
Let's light a fire. Let's throw some disc around. It'll be great.
Let's have some beers. Who wants to come over?
Right?
Tell your friends. We're gonna burn this shit down. At the WHPC on Twitter. Facebook.com/WorldHeavyweight
Don't burn it down. That's a Seth Rollins gimmick. Don't burn it
down. Hopefully next week it'll be twitch.tv/the WHPC to watch everything we do absolutely live and in full HD. Hopefully.
We'll see.
We shall see.
TBD.
But assume that we might actually be doing something cool next week. Yeah. You just have to be willing to get off your ass and come with me into the city.
Hey, I got work to do, man. But yeah,
I understand, but it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
But it's a Wednesday.
We'll make time.
Like, we can show up early in the day and make a day out of it.
We'll make a time, yeah.
And then we can just chill out in the studio for the rest of the day and hang out and fucking Lower East
As
Side.
long as we don't got to do locks this fucking weekend already, you know, we're
I don't know. When is that?
We got a couple weeks.
Oh, we do?
We are also thankfully moving away from two brand pay-per-view schedule to just back to one pay-per-view a month.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a slower pace that we can have. Hell, we could even have episodes like this where we're just catching up on everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
Around us. Whether it be indie shows, whether it be playoff sports.
Fill me in, folks, if you guys want to, because Hulu version for me until the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Because I am going to be in
You're
Tuesdays. I'm just not going to be around.
You're a busy person. You're a producer. You're doing a lot of producing. Let's just call it that.
Yeah.
Let's just call it that.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of indie shows going on that we can't catch live.
Yeah.
Let us know what to go see, and
I'm just telling me, like, let me know what they cut out of the Hulu version.
Oh, that too on
like,
WWE.
Like, I'm assuming nothing else happened.
Your worst scenario is someone goes, "Well, hey, what about such and such?" And you go, "Wait, what are you talking about?
Who?
What are you talking about? Who? Kind of walked into that.
Yeah. But yeah, because I know there's other things that are happening and they're just not making it. Because like, I didn't see any tag team stuff on the Hulu version of.
You want to talk about one last thing?
We got a couple, like 2 more minutes.
So it is believed that SmackDown Live.
Oh yeah, the Fox deal.
Possibly going to Fox.
No, it is. That's happening.
It's happening.
That's like $4 billion or something like that.
Yeah,
lots of dollars.
That's Raw's $4 billion.
Oh yeah, SmackDown got $1
billion.
Oh no,
B-show.
$1 billion. Sure, I'll take it. What? Sold? How many? Sold.
Sold.
I'm sorry. That was a B? Yeah, sold.
Going to Fox. Probably what? Probably next fall.
2019 fall.
Yeah, some fall of 2019.
They're saying Friday.
They're saying it's going to move back to Fridays, hopefully live. So live on Friday night would be cool.
I would assume so, but that would make the schedule weird.
The travel schedule would be quite weird. But,
well, I'm not worried about that. I'm just talking about show schedule because their weekends for pay-per-views and stuff would be, like, go-homes would be at weird times. When would we
record then, you know?
I think they would do... I don't know. We'll see. It's a year away.
But yeah,
it's over a year away.
Time.
It's well over a year away. But...
we got to make it through 2018 first.
Right. And hey... maybe that's where they put the XFL. You do the XFL, you start at fall 2019,
right.
Get the XFL coming in February, make a deal with Fox.
Yeah, look at that, yeah.
Get that corporate synergy working, knowing Fox will be canceled in a year. Again, at the WHBC on Twitter.
Here lies SmackDown Live. You could bury it right next to Talking Smack.
Yeah, that's it. I'm good. I don't have anything else. And look at that. It's the hour mark right there at the WHBC on Twitter.
I think we did enough.
Yeah, it did enough. That works. It says, welcome to the World Heavyweight Podcast.
Here's your card. Go ahead and punch out.
We do just enough. Howie Farrell. That's just did you have anything else?
No.
Okay, we're good. See you later, folks. Toodles.
Stadler?
Yeah, what?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.